hockey's ridiculous. Welcome into the DNVR Avalanche post-game show live with Bailey and Rudo and presented by Bet365. I still don't believe the Avs won that game.
It hasn't sunk in yet?
My adrenaline hasn't come back down yet, so it's not real yet.
It was about as downer as it could get heading into that third period.
There were long stretches of this game in every period where I was sure the Colorado Avalanche were going to lose this hockey game.
In the trash.
Just absolutely sure this was over.
Yep.
And I guess I can never doubt the Avs again after this. I mean...
Yeah, unimaginable, incredible rally back.
Multiple times.
You get that close to a Martin Necas Hattie, which we'll talk about.
We will.
But this is about... Not complete by any means, but about as good of a response as you can expect. You get the first shootout win of the season, shootout win of the season, which I didn't think those were possible for the Avs either.
For surely not.
So yeah, just overall, just what a game.
This is why you watch.
Yeah.
This is why D-gens like me watch every single second of every single game, is because of games like this one.
It makes you feel something.
Right, yeah. My cold, dead heart took one beat today.
Yeah, wow.
There's so much to talk about in this game. We'll start with a 60-second rundown that will describe maybe half of it.
Yeah.
First period, Avs dominate possession, but don't do a ton with it. Vegas ends up scoring the only goal of that period for a 1-0 lead after one. Second period starts horribly. Avs immediately give up a goal, go down 2. They do battle back. They erase that deficit by 2 of the flukiest goals you're going to see. Maybe one of them some skill. The other one is pure fluke.
Yeah.
And then they immediately give the tie game back. 2 goals in less than a minute for Vegas, following it up to put it back to 4-2 through the rest of the second period. And then in the third period, the Avs erase the 2-goal deficit again, only to give them another goal again, only to tie it again with the empty net, 6-on-5. They get it to overtime where nobody scores, but the Avs were the better team. And the Avs finally win a shootout with Ross Colton not scoring, but Marty Necas and Nathan MacKinnon actually do. How it's supposed to be.
We started out this pregame talking about how your top guys needed to be the ones to step up and get things going for you. And while they may not have gotten things going for you, they sure ended it.
And no doubts left in my mind. We'll talk about Nathan MacKinnon later, but I will never doubt him again.
That makes one of us.
Maybe. Look, no. the first 40 minutes of Nathan MacKinnon, I'm going to doubt forever. But third period Nathan MacKinnon, I'm never doubting again.
Never doubt the comeback MacKinnon. I can get behind that, I think. Yeah, that's... I feel like we should just start with that too.
Yeah, sure.
Nathan MacKinnon was not my favorite guy. And this is something I started out with my instant reaction article talking about, like, through the first 40 minutes. I can't tell you about a single top guy that I think I liked.
The top guys?
Maybe Artturi Lehkonen, but if you're talking about like top tier,
only by default.
Yeah. But like Nathan MacKinnon, Cale Makar, Devon Taves, especially.
Taves was awful for most of this game, to be honest.
Yeah.
And the Avs still won. The Avs still won this game somehow. On the MacKinnon thing, maybe it's Stockholm syndrome, but like I think I'd actually be less upset with MacKinnon if he was throwing a fit through the first 40 minutes. But we weren't even getting like the emotionally frustrated MacKinnon. It was just I didn't make a good play and then I don't care and I skate to the bench.
Yeah.
And all of these negatives do blanket under the fact that the Avs same day travel played this game. I do think there are legitimate reasons for why a lot of this did look as sloppy as it did through the first two periods, but also the Avs are way, way better than those first 40 minutes, Nathan MacKinnon included.
No, and you saw that start to come out in spurts during the third period. Something we've talked about all the time is the Avs are a really, really, really good third period team.
That might be underselling it at this point. Yeah.
And that's it. I don't know how else to sum up that period other than the word that we've used to describe this team all season, which is that resiliency.
Yep.
It's that will to stick. I don't know how a pulled goaltender for an extra shooter somehow looks better than the power plays did all game too.
Well, they only got one, to be fair, which total tangent, but abhorrent refereeing in this game.
Yes.
Would not have blamed it if that's why the Avs lost or they went on to lose or whatever, but Sam Malinsky got the worst boarding I've seen in a while and not get called.
Yeah, and then I don't know, whatever that interference call or the too many
made
men.
Up. A lot of made up stuff happened. And
I don't know as though I would call it made up, but it was soft for what they were not calling.
Right, inconsistent as you always call it, for sure.
So
Again, we'll move on. I don't need to talk about it anymore.
You mean we don't want to talk about this for like 10 minutes?
Yeah.
No, but that third period is the definition of what this Avs team is trying to be this year. It really is. When you play the first 40 minutes the way that they did, you have to have some sort of comeback, and that's exactly what they did. With that said, like through the first 40, like it truly was an abhorrent game, top to bottom too. Like Scott Wedgewood, I'm not sure as though I loved.
No, I don't think he was good. We'll talk about him later too,
Yeah.
but I would not give him a good game for this one. It's absolutely Jekyll and Hyde tonight. The team that the Colorado Avalanche were in the first 40 minutes of this game probably don't beat anyone in the NHL. The team that the Avalanche were in the third period probably beat the NHL All-Star team. That's how big of a difference it was.
And then kind of flipping gears too and say like, yes, those top guys were not as good as you wanted them to be through the first 40.
Yep.
Let's talk about the Sams a little bit too, who had an impeccable night. At least Sam Malinsky, especially.
I'm comfortable with both. I think they had some not great shifts in their defensive zone, but so what? So did literally everyone else.
Yeah.
And they found ways to be effective in a world where the Avs lose this game. The third period doesn't play out the way it does. Sam Malinsky would have been their best player,
100%.
by far. And even probably should have gotten the game-tying goal if Nathan MacKinnon didn't straight up steal it. But
I want to point out to everybody, too, that Sam Malinsky finished last season, 76 games played, with 15 points. He ended tonight, his 37th game of the season, with 21.
Yep. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Sam Malinsky on an over 40-point pace, by the way.
Ridiculous for a 27-year-old defenseman who quite literally just broke into the league. Last season was his first full season in the NHL.
True. Yeah. The Avs have found some aces in their pocket this season. We've talked about Gavin Brindley a lot. Sam Malinsky is kind of one of those aces right now. And
absolutely.
It's not the total wild card of Gavin Brindley coming out of nowhere, but the Avs put a 10 of spades in their pocket and pulled it out and it was an ace. No,
Sam Malinsky absolutely earned his spot last season.
Yep.
And he's showing exactly why he deserves to be on this team. We've mentioned a little bit about like the likeness to Cale Makar. Like he mentioned that he models
Baby Cale,
yeah, he models a lot of his game after a Cale Makar. And you can see that play out in like how offensively minded he is, the way that he sees the ice, the way that he starts to push up a little deeper into the zone. He's putting shots on net that maybe aren't, meant for the net, but he's driving those shots that a lot of people are starting to tip in front of the net. Players are starting to see that as well too, and it's really smart hockey from a guy like Sam Malinski, and it's all you can really ask for, especially given that that's your bottom pairing.
Yep.
Too
right.
Technically,
it is. It's your third pairing, and by the end of the game, the pairings were shaken up, deservedly so.
Absolutely, that second pairing was god awful
bad.
Tonight.
Wow, bad.
Yeah. The only redeeming quality there was that Josh Manson led the team in hits.
And he did. And late in the third, had a big hit. In again, the worst version of the Avs still finds ways to be effective like they did in the third period. And that's what makes them so resilient. That's what makes them so inevitable in this season. But that does not forgive the first 40 minutes of this hockey game. Not by any stretch of the imagination.
What's so baffling to me, too, is you managed to get the push to tie the game.
Yep.
And then, what is it? Not a minute later, you allowed 2 goals within 30 seconds of each other.
Immediately give it away.
That's one of the things, like you look at the third period and you're like, oh my gosh, this Avalanche team is amazing. They're resilient. They can battle their way back into anything if they can battle their way back into this. But looking at that second period, it's like, wow, it was bad.
It was
like that does not, it's not characteristic. Or it doesn't seem characteristic of this team.
It really is that second period too, right? Not that, Manson pretty brutal on the first goal against, but the first period underlying, you're like, you don't hate the way the Avs played. Yeah, they didn't really solve Vegas, who was just packing the box and making sure shots weren't making it to the net, but they at least possessed the puck decently in the first period.
You don't hate it, you don't love it.
Yeah, and then the second period, they were bad. Like I know they scored 2 goals. I know you're going to look at the box score and say, well, they scored 2, Vegas scored 3. It's not horrible. It was horrible. Yeah. It truly, truly horrible. Both of those goals are made up by the Colorado Avalanche. One of them, it's credited to Sam Girard, so lucky did not touch it. Maybe.
Way to tie it up, though.
Yeah, sure.
The redirection goes off of
whichever Vegas defender.
Sticks.
Yeah, I forget.
Oh gosh, it was Jeremy Lausen, I believe.
So, and sure, if you want to give Lucky credit for lifting the stick and it causing that, absolutely fine, awesome. I will never believe you for a billion years that he did that on purpose.
No, never, ever. It's smart. Good for him for tying up in the middle. It's good positioning, and it just shows, even if it wasn't on purpose, just what a player like Lehkonen's kind of capable of. And he was a player who's really on my radar from puck drop too. We talk about those top guys maybe not showing up and out for the first 40 minutes. Sure. And he was a standout.
He was at least functional. And foreshadowing for the goal he scored later in the game. Yeah. Get to the position in the middle.
Yeah. No, it's what he's good at.
Yep.
Whether he's falling, whether the things that he does are accidental or not. It's what, you can always rely on an Artturi Lehkonen to be exactly where he needs to be in the middle of the ice.
So awesome. If you want to give a little credit there, fine. The second goal is Marty Necas shooting a puck 4 feet wide, and it bounces off the defenseman's hip and into the net. Like, straight up nonsense.
No, it's... I honestly don't know as though I have a whole lot more to say about that. I mean, than, good on Marty for getting the credit for the goal, but Carter Hart doesn't have any leverage to push over and ultimately save that. That's really just kind of like a misplay on all functioning parts in the D zone.
Carter Hart's like, that thing's going 3 feet wide, man. Like, I'm not worried about that.
He's already kind of settled, ready to protect the post, which I get. Cool. Like, that's what you're supposed to do as a goaltender. Nobody expects anything like that to happen.
Yep.
So it really, like, if you're talking about like fluke, yes, the first one was fairly fluky, but like it goes off. That one's like that's like definition of fluke.
The weirdest goal Marty Necas will ever score, probably.
Yeah.
And then the puck don't lie, maybe, that Vegas immediately scores twice, and it's like, oh, well, all right.
And they're not even pretty. Yes, they're pretty goals, but they're not dangerous.
Yep.
by any means.
No, I would say all the goals. And like, yes, Vegas deserves some credit for executing on the opportunities given to them. But I would say every goal is the Avs being their own worst enemy more than it is them getting beat by Vegas. You're giving up 2-on-1s. You're failing to get in the passing lanes. You're just straight up getting beat clean if you're Josh Manson or Marty Necas or Brent Burns. Like, you're just not doing your job effectively there.
Yeah.
So is what it is. We do need to take our first break of the show before we get into more. Shout out some of our sponsors, including Breckenridge Brewery. Go get with Breck Brew today. Go get the official craft beer of DNVR. And, it's actually really good. Avalanche Amber is my favorite. It's simple, uncomplicated, and a good amber ale, which is hard to find now. Yeah. Weird that it's hard to find now that everyone stopped making ambers, but go get that or any other beer. They have dozens of flavors for you to choose from, whether it be IPAs or wheat ales or sours, or they're ones that are, seasonal. Whatever you might need, you can get it from Breck Brew here at the DNVR bar. Come down. Game was popping. Or get it online at breckbrew.com to find Breck beer near you. They're available everywhere in the U.S., so you can get in and use them. Also, presented by a new sponsor. That is Fascinations. You can get in with them. Look, it's weird to go into a sex shop, right? Like, everyone feels weird about it. Totally normal experience. So you don't have to. Just don't go in. You don't need the weird eye contact, the awkward checkout, and is this for you? Look, now you can buy online and pick up in store. Fast, easy, and totally discreet. Shop online at fascinations.net or visit one of their 6 locations in Colorado if you do want to go in. Because what happens under the mistletoe stays under the mistletoe with Fascinations, your one-stop shop for pleasure this holiday season. When you do go to fascinations.com, use promo code DNVR30 at checkout to receive 30% off your order. That's DNVR30 for 30% off your order at fascinations.net. Naughty List approved. Second period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast. Let's get into the third stars of the game. Third stars? 3 stars.
3 stars.
The third star
we got
to
there.
Start. We already talked about him a little bit, but Sam Alinsky, a 3-point night, not to be understated. This guy is the only reason the Avs were in this game at all. Points on both of the Avs' first 2 goals, and then points on what was one of the game-tying goals. I guess 2 of the game-tying goals. His second point was also one.
Mm-hmm.
Some of that setup from the offensive blue line from the Avs is necessary. That is the way they play hockey. They expect production back there. You didn't really get it from your big guns tonight. What more can you say about Sam?
This is the definition of how deep this team is, too. Because, again, as we discussed, this is the third pairing we're talking about. This is, and you're talking about your guy on your third pairing having a career season so far. And granted, there's not much of a career to draw off of, but it's still really, really impressive to be able to do that in what's looking to be your second full season in the NHL.
27. This is not he's 22 and is still growing into it. This is probably his peak. Yeah. And he's proving that it's a real peak, not a guy that's just clinging to an NHL job.
And I will say I loved how he performed with the Eagles before coming up with the Avs. There's a reason he got that call up. There's a reason he's performing as well as he is. He 100%. Showcased a lot of that in Loveland, and I love seeing that show up and out on the show, on the stage. Yeah, big stage.
It's great. Nothing but awesomeness on a night where you think you could find a lot of negatives. Not many surrounding Sam Alinsky. Second period of the DNVR second. God, I'm a mess. The adrenaline from the game is coming down, and I'm just, it's been a long day, but second star, there. Nathan MacKinnon in the third period, specifically with 3 points. What can you say? We're having a conversation on the watch along where it's like, McKinnon's really good, but McDavid's probably the best player in the world. And certainly if you look at their careers, I think that's true. But in any given moment, Nathan MacKinnon can just do everything for you.
It's a point I hate hammering, but I'm going to hammer it anyway. It's the characteristic of a superstar player.
Yep.
You can have 40-minute nights the way that a Nathan MacKinnon did and still go show up and show out the way that he did during that third period and then go to win it for you in the shootout. Like that's what you are supposed to do when you are a guy like Nathan MacKinnon.
It's the shootout goal that puts it over the top for me. Like, if you look at his 3 points, first one, okay, it's a fine pass to Marty. You get in the zone, sure, but that's Marty's shot, really doing the hard work. Second one is a goal that's probably going in anyway for Sam Malinsky, and he just has to tap it home, even if it is good work for him to get to the right spot. Third one is an all-world play and an all-world moment to get this game tied for the third time. Sets up Lecky beautifully, and it's a nice finish from Lecky, but Nathan MacKinnon draws the defenders in, creates that space for Lecky to step into, and that's why he's Nathan MacKinnon and nobody else is.
I still look at situations like this and wonder what clicks in his head, because as you mentioned, as much as you mentioned, like this really, he didn't seem very frustrated.
No,
it's
seemed
very
unengaged.
uncharacteristic of a Nathan MacKinnon who, if he was playing poorly, that shows. Like you generally see him get very emotional. And maybe that's a testament to the work he's doing with the sports psychologist on the team,
maybe,
or whatever.
I think I'm more willing to chalk it up to same day travel tired.
Yeah,
but
maybe that's it. Fair. But I'm also like, you wonder what clicks in between the second and third period to turn, for them to turn that turbo.
Kicks in.
Is that just psychopath Nathan MacKinnon? Is that what we're chalking it up to? But that's like my whole thing is you watch what this entire team did during the first 40 minutes. And then Nathan MacKinnon pulls that out of his bag of tricks. And you wonder how much of that is talk about spark plugs. Like, is that the spark plug for
Sometimes
this team?
your best player can be your spark plug. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll save these for after first star. MacKinnon, as awesome as he is, as important as that game-winning shootout goal is from Nathan MacKinnon, a lot of the reason MacKinnon was set up for success in this game is first star Marty Necas. And I know Marty Necas is directly at fault for the fifth goal that Vegas scores. I mean, he is just a lost puppy defensively on that play. But he scores 2 goals in this game to keep the Avs in it in desperate times. One of them is fluky. One of them, does it right up the defenseman's stick? Maybe, but it's a much better play and a much better shot from Marty that gets rewarded. And then he scores in the shootout too. That shootout goal is the type of stuff you need from your best players. Yeah, your best players are going to make mistakes. It happens. Marty got an opportunity tonight. Nathan MacKinnon did what he needed to do to get this game tied. And he said, I'm getting it back for the boys.
Yeah.
Goes down, puts on a ridiculous Peter Forsberg shootout move. And the Avs go on to win because that's one of the goals he scored.
Yeah. Again, superstar stuff. That's what you signed him to do for 8 more years. So if that's what he's going to pull out, especially after the flukiest of goals that I've seen in a long time, like it's what you were expected to do. And I would almost loop him into the players for the first 40 minutes who I maybe didn't love.
No, definitely.
Again, just like Nathan MacKinnon did, you pull that out, and it's a momentum stir for situations like that. Both for me too, like first and second star could be a little interchangeable. Like I really can't. There's not a whole lot that I can say poorly against a Nathan MacKinnon for being the guy to get things done.
Very
tonight.
well, maybe should have just put the first line on there as a unit. Although it did change around a little bit at times because Lecky played most of the game on the second line.
Yeah. But still, your regular first line guys are the ones driving a lot of what happened tonight, and it's a testament to why they're paired together so often, why they work so well together, because they are very talented players. I feel like we talk all the time too about Artturi Lehkonen maybe being one of the worst in the top 6 too, just given it production wise what he does.
Skill level,
but I wouldn't necessarily call him a poor player at all, especially
not
given
at all.
what he's showcasing in games like tonight. Where, like he can pull that out of his hat, and that's talent.
And you said it, this is the expectation. They needed this. It took longer than you would have liked, but they got it. That's superstar. That's what you do. Colorado Avalanche went out and did it. Let's do the winner shots. Thank you very much. Already 130 some likes, chat. We appreciate y'all. That game deserves it. That's for sure. Dr. Dubs somehow in the chat.
Heck yeah.
All right. We also need to check the stat sheet with Dick's Sporting Goods. I do want to balance this game a little bit because Avs deserve all the credit in the world for winning. That was a monumental task, one that they should party about. They also set themselves up to have to take that monumental task. And I don't think this game is Scott Wedgewood's problem. I also don't think he was good.
Yeah, he by far was not the best player out on the ice tonight. And I wanted to pose this question because now we have the beauty of hindsight.
Sure.
In looking at this game, do you still start Scott Wedgewood?
No, definitely not.
Yeah, that's the answer that I'm leaning towards as well. And I say that with all of the confidence in the world, knowing why he got the start tonight.
Yep.
He gets the shutout.
Totally.
Leading into Christmas, there's that confidence factor rolling into it. There's also something to be said about this really, I mean, no other way to say it, not his best game of the season.
No.
By far.
No, it's, and again, I get it. Second pairing, horrible. Devon Taves, bad for most of the game. You got hung out to dry on a couple of those goals. But if the Avs aren't genuinely the best third period team, maybe ever, that fifth one needed a save.
Yeah.
And is it a tall task?
No compete.
Yeah. Is it a hard save? Yes. Is it a tall task? Yes. You needed a save there. And, I give Wedgewood a little bit of credit. He comes out in the shootout. He makes a couple of big stops. He does what he needs to do, even if, some of them are a little bit on the cheap side. But he got the job done in the shootout, which is something we haven't seen yet this year. So I don't want to knock the guy too much, but I think you can also understand, hey, the Avs defense had a bad night. The expectation is Scott Wedgewood picks him up, and he didn't really do that tonight.
No, not at all. And I mean, Bednar's mentioned this a lot, I think, after post games as well, is your goaltender's supposed to be your best guy out on the ice. He truly, whether that's 5-on-5, whether that's the penalty kill, your goaltender is supposed to be the guy that saves you. He's supposed to be the guy you're looking at and saying, you were the best player on the ice here tonight because you bailed us out of a lot of these. And Wedgewood's had a lot of those games this season. And I think that's, maybe that's where my expectations are a little too high for a guy like Scott Wedgewood, because that's what he's showcased in a lot of games. He's shown that even if you are a team that's going to hang him out to dry for a little bit, he's making those big saves. He's making the standard protocol type saves. Yep. And
missed a few tonight, it felt like.
Yeah. That's, and it's unfortunate. And you get the job done in the shootout. He stood tall where he needed to when it came to where it mattered most.
Yeah. This is not a game you need to overthink. We can say the Avs were bad for 2 periods and say, don't do that again. Move on with your life. Remember all the good stuff you did in the third.
Yeah.
Wedgie, part of that boat. I do think it'll be interesting how much we see of Blackwood over the next week or two.
I don't know how you don't start him next game.
You have to, right?
You have to.
After this one. And again, the goalie guys are going to come after me, I know. Yes, the Avs defense was also horrible in front of him. I get it. But an 800 save percentage on any night is not going to be a night your goalie's happy with, even if they are a bunch of high dangers.
No.
So I still have full faith in Wedgewood to be good. But
no, and that's where in a game like this, I think you miss that rested goaltender rotation too. I wonder just how different this game is if a rested Mackenzie Blackwood is playing. Now, granted, yes, all of the team is rested because they just came off of a 3-day break for Christmas. But if you're going to stick with that rotation, yes, you're confident in either goaltender that you're putting out there, but technically Mackenzie Blackwood is the more rested of the two. And I'm not going to go as far to say that confidence or lack thereof contributed to the play in front of him. Like it sucked all around, especially again, the first 40 minutes. But I wonder just how much different this game is if you've got the more rested of the two in Blackwood and net.
I mean, I think you said it well, right? The Scott Wedgewood is not even in the top 5 problems in this game, probably for the Avs. But he is the guy you expect to bail you out of some of those problems and didn't do enough of that tonight.
No. Not much.
We'll go back and forth, more positives and negatives to talk about, but we do need to take our second break of the show as we are brought to you by the fantastic folks over at Game Time. If you want to go see this absolute wagon of a hockey team, you can do it with Game Time. Get your Avs tickets there. Also, Broncos, Nuggets, or literally anything ever, like not just sports. You can get concerts and theaters through Game Time too. Whatever it might be, Game Time has your back. So download the Game Time app today. Use code DNVR when you sign up. You'll get $20 off your first purchase with Game Time. Of course, terms apply there, but you'll save money with Game Time pretty much no matter what, whether it's last minute ticket deals, whether it's the section selector, whether you just use the Game Time Picks feature where you filter out all the junk based on what you search for and only get the best tickets for the best price. Game Time, they do their stuff good. They're the best at what they do. I don't know what else to tell you on that front. With Game Time, of course, you can get that $20 off with code DNVR, but also plenty of other great stuff. When you see a price on Game Time, that's the price. All fees included, no nonsense. You don't get shocked at the final pay page. You see the actual price of the tickets when they come up on your screen. So get with Game Time today. Use that DNVR code like I mentioned and get that $20 off your first purchase. Tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today and get your tickets. Once you've got tickets from Game Time, you also need to make sure you've got security with your home and confidence that you can leave it and not worry about something bad happening. Because unfortunately, bad things do happen to houses sometimes, and new built construction will be there when something goes awry. Licensed general contractors who can help with any project, big or small, work at New Built. They're available 24/7 and truly care about being there for their customers. They will work with your insurance to make sure a stressful process like this is as smooth as possible. And they offer services that include fire damage, water damage, mold removal, general repair services, and even commercial projects. New Built has you covered. They are true DNVR fans too. So it's always fun to get part of the community and be a whole family together and support each other. That's the way to do it. When that home emergency hits, New Built Restoration and Construction will be there. Go to newbuilt.com. That's NUBILT.com or 720-903-4250. Let them know DNVR sent you, by the way. Shout us out a little bit. Third period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast. And I think we can continue talking, going back and forth with positives and negatives from this game. Big positive. Penalty kill. Goes 3 for 3. Kills some big ones. Get a little bit lucky with a puck off a post maybe at times, but that's part of the deal. Continue to credit that side of the Avs special teams. They deserve it.
Yeah, no question there. I mean, you've seen games in games past where that maybe hasn't been the case, and you've seen that drop a little bit. I mean, went from a number 1 penalty kill to a number 3, and I mean, when you get scored on, that happens. But like, there's something I think positive to be taken away from this, considering just how good Vegas's power play was, or at least is in the league. One of
the top ones in the league. It got worse today, but
yeah, it did. But I think there's also something to be said about, if their penalty kill is Vegas's in this case is so poor. This is maybe a situation you'd like to see the power play get on the board, and they only had one opportunity to do so.
Untested more than Look, the one power play was really bad. Like, I'm not going to try and save face for it, but it's only one attempt.
Yep.
So I'm not going to feel bad about a power play that goes 0 for 1 on any night because you just didn't get the opportunities.
Yeah, that's just you need more than that. And again, I don't want to harp too much on the inconsistency of officiating tonight, but there were definitely more opportunities to be had, and I would have loved to have seen that tested just a little bit more.
The other side, your PK was good, and that was about the only good thing you got out of your bottom six in this game.
Yeah. I was going to bring this up too because I was just starting to look at stats.
Yep.
At what point, because you see a Ross Colton at the wing.
Yep.
And then you see him at center.
You got to move him back.
At what point do you start asking
Two games ago
hard question of like we need more out of a guy like Ross Colton?
And I know some of this like cold streak started with him on the wing, but you're not helping him at all. Putting him at center. You're just not. And he can still have good nights where it looks like he's doing a lot, but the puck isn't going in or whatever it is. But especially after a night like tonight, where the Avs bottom six, even when they're not necessarily producing, has been really, really good this year of not setting the Avs up to lose. And there are other people involved here, other co-conspirators, but your bottom six, -2 tonight, was not on the ice for a goal for, ends up on the ice for 2 against. And I understand that there are defensive pairing problems and other issues there. But that's a bottom six that's setting you up to lose instead of setting you up more often than not to win, or at very least not losing the game for you.
Yeah, it's difficult for me too, because depth is something that this team relies very, very heavily on. And it's something that Coach Bednar has touted and given his flowers to multiple times this season, saying like, this is not an issue for us. And in looking at this, maybe this is just us being very hypercritical because that is our jobs.
It is.
It is what we are supposed to be.
Yeah.
But you look at a Ross Colton, you look at a Parker Kelly, who's maybe been a little slow,
quiet on the offensive
recently.
side for sure.
Gavin Brindley, who's definitely been more quiet as a
Last
recent.
4 or 5 games feel like a bit of a step back for him for sure.
So those are some of the guys who you really do expect to be some of those difference makers for you. Ross Colton's been a member of this team for many years now, and you expect him to fit a little bit more into the system. And of course, there are things off the score sheet that I'm sure Bednar really likes seeing from some of these guys, especially looking at at a Parker Kelly who's going to block shots like nobody's business. But at some point, the production needs to come, right?
Yes, full stop. You need more production, but also if you're not going to get that production, go even or go -1 at worst. When your bottom six goes -2, you can't play them anymore, right? You have to just completely shorten your bench, and that leads to spiraling issues beyond the Avs, having to pull off a miracle to win this game. You're talking about playing Nathan MacKinnon 1 billion minutes. You're talking about playing Cale Makar 1 billion minutes because you're not getting the quality minutes from some of the guys that you would really like them from. And again, this is not, you're going to wake up tomorrow, the Avs are going to be back in their own beds and everything's great. There are other circumstances here that do matter. But make sure you make this a circumstance game and not something that you fall into the trap of.
Yeah, absolutely.
Other than that, my mind is blown that the Avs won this game at all.
I do want to point out too, and looking at shot totals, and this was something you and I were talking about before hitting record, was shot totals for the Avs were I think at 19.
Actual shots on goal were 19.
19 shots on goal through the first 2 periods. The Avs totaled that through the 3rd period and OT.
Yeah.
Holding the Vegas Golden Knights to 6 shots through 25 minutes of hockey.
This is obviously the Avs have been really good in the 3rd period all year. Obviously they're a great team. Obviously, yeah. We've been looking, I think, a little bit for some statement wins. We've been talking about, the Avs are so good at home and they're really good on the road, but they play these games that it feels like it's tough or it's a little soft. And, if you look at certain parts of this game, that's true tonight. But Vegas had not lost with a lead after 2 periods yet this season. And the Avs did that to them in the 3rd period.
Yep. 10-0-0 when looking at this game after 2 periods.
How do you stop the Avs? If this game you couldn't stop the Avs, how do you stop the Avs?
unfathomable to me. That this has happened in the last time this happened was against the Seattle Kraken, and that was not very long ago either.
It was not.
Like the rally back is such an incredible aspect of this team that, I mean, they're winning so many games that maybe things like this start to get overlooked a little bit.
In some ways,
but
yeah.
Like it really truly is. It's the definition. It's the hunger. It's the resilience. It's the rally back. It's whatever you want to call it. Like that's what the Avs are putting their statement on in every single game, that they're not a team you can count out.
Ever.
They're not ever. And it's solely like you look at the narrative of this team, the first two periods versus the third, and it's a completely different team. Like that's what makes them so difficult to play against, is because that was not the same Avs team you saw for the first 40 minutes.
Not at all.
And I don't know, like you saw one goal from Vegas, come through for the third period.
Yep.
And like, that's all they were able to put up. You look at that 6-on-5 opportunity that Arturi Lehkonen capitalizes on, like that's not, like they're not able to capitalize on the one power play opportunity they have. Yep. This is a completely different Avs team that Vegas was not prepared for.
6 shots.
Yeah.
In 25 minutes of hockey.
Yeah. That is a crazy stat to me. And by the way, too, casually, 38 shots on goal for the Avs. Nathan MacKinnon had 9 of them.
Outrageous.
9.
14 shot attempts at 5-on-5, let alone the other ones he had. This is why you have a conversation about Nathan MacKinnon being one of the best players in the world, if not the best. Because, the 2 periods, junk. And then he does something that genuinely nobody else does in the NHL. Nobody shoots at volume the way Nathan MacKinnon is capable of when he wants to. Not Pasternak, maybe Prime Ovi shot about that much.
Maybe.
But nobody else.
No. What I think is also an interesting part of this game too, and I know I'm just kind of jumping around stats here, but I do want to talk about the blocked shots here for a second as well. 8 for Colorado versus 27.
Yeah.
For the Vegas Golden Knights.
Vegas made it very obvious from the start of the game that their plan is we're going to put 4 dudes in our slot, and if you get shots through that, congratulations.
Yeah. I mean, we talked to lead into this game about just how defensive this team was. And that is, you talk about a testament to anything. Like, Vegas tried.
And, I know the Avs got pretty lucky on those first 2 goals. So I'm not trying to, give them credit that they don't deserve, but, that's what happens sometimes if you try to be a shot blocking team. Mm-hmm. Sometimes weird bounces go into your net, and you have to live with that because of the style of hockey that you play. Yep. And then the Avs get into gear, they attack you, and all of a sudden their forwards are penetrating into spaces in the zone that they weren't before. And wouldn't you know it, it's hard to block a shot.
There's not much to block there when guys like Nathan MacKinnon and Martin Necas are dipsy doodling around you in the O-zone. Yeah, it's hard. And that's again what I think is such a cool characteristic of this team, is that this was a completely different team in the third period, where you're looking at plays like that.
Not even
and they're
close,
creating that. And they're so used to getting in front of shots. What is there to get in front of now? Because the Avs are creating so many deep penetrative opportunities that are making it really difficult for the defenders to do their job. Never mind Carter Hart.
Right. Nightmare.
Yeah.
And, at the end of the day, was Carter Hart very good tonight? No. We talked about Scott Wedgewood wasn't good, and he was better than the guy across from him. Mm-hmm. That's all you need to do to win hockey games.
All you need to do. All you need to be.
Keep it there. Chat, do you want to go see the Avs in person? Come do it with us. Come see the Avs in a suite. January 10th, we're taking over the suite. You can come watch the game in the best way possible with us here at DNVR. We'll all be there. We'll even make Bailey come down from the press box. She has to come say hi.
What a trip. Yeah.
She definitely doesn't want to.
No, totally not. The suite's totally, it's a fun time, guys.
It's going to be a blast. We hope to see you there. You can get your tickets at thednvr.com/events to get signed up. We also have a couple of other takeovers later in the season too, if you want to get in on those. Highly recommend you come see a game. I mean, if you're not going to go see the Avs this year, when are you going to go?
All I'm going to say is you, me, and AJ are going to be together.
It's going to be a blast.
It's going to be awesome in the suite. So if that doesn't drive you to go get yourself a suite ticket, I don't know what's going to.
Buy them. That's it. Go buy them. If you're going to support us, also a great way to do so is become a DNVR diehard. Sign up, get all the access to all of our cool written content. Bailey has an awesome Christmas piece out. You guys should absolutely go read. You can also get a free shirt when you sign up for a diehard. A bunch of cool stuff too. Discounts at the bar. Great stuff. Highly recommend. Support us. You know, we're cool, I think.
I think.
At least most of us are cool. I'm a clown, but that's fine. Clowns can be cool sometimes.
It's endearing.
Go sign up. We would very much appreciate it. Getting back into the game itself.
Can I also mention while we're jumping through stats
go for it.
as well? Gabe Landeskog with a casual 84.6% success rate.
Face-off, Gabe is back. That's how you know he's fully back. And now he's in the face-off.
Was that the defining moment?
Those left side face-offs is when he really trusts it now.
No, and especially during that third period too, I think was a staple. When you're talking about things like stamping your dominant play in a third period, like that's kind of what sealed the deal for me too. Is he's sitting there and sacrificing himself in the dot, winning those face-off that are crucial parts to this comeback.
And you look at the Avs lineup, Ross Colton, real fake center. You don't know that you want to put him out for too many face-offs in a close game.
Yep.
Jack Drury, traditionally very good in the face-off dot, but
54.5.
Right. Fine tonight, but hard to play him or that fourth line because of how they were struggling in the matchup against Vegas. Nathan MacKinnon is Nathan MacKinnon. He's much better in the face-off circle this year, but he's never going to be great there. Like, we just have to accept that. Having Gabe Landeskog as another guy, so it's not Brock Nelson alone as the face-off guy in those situations, actually does help the Avs quite a bit. Especially Nathan. They're fine with using Nathan on the right. He does pretty well on the right. Horrible on the left.
Yeah.
That's why Gabe takes those face-offs, and having that as an extra face-off guy in the bag, you know, face-offs matter when they matter, blah, 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 blah. But it's another tool that Bednar can use for this hockey team.
Yeah, no, and that versatility too is something we've also talked about all season, and being just another tool in the toolbox for a team like this, where you have a Gabe Landeskog who you can pull out of your hat. You have a Jack Drury who maybe, again, was just fine tonight. Like, he was what he was supposed to be, and
in the
being
dot,
like above the 50 mark, which is, again, what you expect of a good face-off guy like Jack Drury. But I love the versatility from the team, knowing your team as well as you do, to sit there and say, okay, we can utilize Nathan MacKinnon to the best of his abilities, and know that Gabe Landeskog's winning this faceoff. He's still able to do his job the way that he is.
Yep. There are a lot of things that fell apart in this game, but those underlying little things that you find a stroke of consistency in, you need those. The Avs don't win this game without some of those things. And obviously there are more important things that you also need, but those through lines are important. How, if any, much are we taking away from an actual shootout win?
Everything. Okay. It's the first one of the season. Okay. They can have this one. We can start judging more later once they start getting more under their belt. But I think there's a lot to take away from this. I mean, I do want to sit and shout out the usage of a Martin Necas too, who I think has been, like, in the very few shootout situations they've had this season, has been pretty good.
I almost wonder if, like, Bednar sat Necas in that overtime that Brindley ended up winning a while back. And I almost wonder, he's steadily been using Necas more in overtimes. We see him get back in the shootout lineup. I wonder if that was a little, hey, we need you to be better in these situations, Marty. And he has been. Oh,
absolutely. I think it's been, there had to have been some conversations leading up to today's game. I mean, obviously you're almost at the halfway point of the season, where Bednar sits down a Necas and a MacKinnon and says, like, you need more. Like, because we saw how disastrous it was.
Horrible
at the beginning of the season. And you put him out there today, and Nathan MacKinnon looked really good defensively today
which
in
is
overtime.
Weird.
Very strange.
Just playing the body.
Very strange. But like you get a Martin Necas making those, plays and opportunities and pushes in the neutral and offensive zone.
Yep.
I love that dynamic that they've fallen into, knowing you can get that out of either guy, but knowing that they're playing the defensive side of the game as well. It had to have been a conversation.
Something.
Yeah.
Have that conversation about that third period goal too, though.
Yep.
But overtime, fine. And then Avs finally scoring goals in a shootout is just... Like you said, not going to question it right now.
No. I think that's just one more thing that the Avs now have very little excuse for. I think
you're right. Yeah.
My book is now they're capable of going out to winning and winning them.
Yep.
Like it happened with the first overtime goal. It's now the expectation. Like you have all the tools in your toolbox, all of the capabilities to go out and win a shootout game.
Yeah. So go do it.
Yeah. Wedgewood can hold steady back there. Blackwood maybe is a little bit more of a
don't
question
trust that
mark.
for
but
sure.
I don't mind what Wedgewood was able to do in net during the shootout today. Like that's where I'm mentioning, like, yes, this was not Wedgewood's best game, but in the moments it mattered, which the shootout, arguably is the most important. It's what gets you the 2 points.
Yep.
He was steady.
Yep.
He did his job. He only let in one goal, which as long as you're putting in one more, like your goaltender did his job.
Yep. Yeah. Again, outdueled Carter Hart at the end of the day. Was the better goaltender in the game. So he definitely deserves credit on that front. Overtime, the Avs really dominated overtime, so I don't know how much I'm reading into it, but we saw a pretty heavy rotation from Bednar. Yes, we saw MacKinnon, Necas, of course, but we also saw pairings like Val and Lecky together. We saw MacKinnon with Nelson together. We saw some other pairings.
I thought the Nichushkin-Nelson to start out was very interesting.
Yeah, and, Avs lost the faceoff, but MacKinnon was still able to get off to maybe get a more defensive forward group out there. How much of that is, hey, it's a same day travel game, maybe legs are toasted at that point, or is this an adaptation for Bednar trying to use more guys?
If it's the latter, like I'll absolutely take it. And we've seen that in a lot of aspects of the game that Bednar produces.
For sure.
You see it on the penalty kill where he has a steady rotation of at least like 7, 8
he
guys.
uses a lot of bodies.
You have a lot of personnel working that penalty kill. And if that's how you're going to run your overtime to save legs and use the guys best suited for the role out there, that's why I'm saying like the Nelson-Nichushkin pairing for overtime was very interesting to me, but it was suitable. It was absolutely serviceable for what it needed. No notes on that
overtime, to be honest.
and you have guys, like those are guys too who play a really good defensive game, but we talk all the time about a Nichushkin being able to push individual play. Like he's somebody you can expect to go and have a really great shift in the offensive zone. But also, I love that double-edged part of their game. But knowing that you have that many guys that you can rotate out, being able to read that as well as Bednar has, especially as of recent too, I think has been really, really impressive to me.
He's been honestly great this year of reading which guys to put out.
Aside from the first
I meant it on the whole, not overtime. On the whole.
On a whole.
We've seen him do it in regulation.
Yes.
Since the Brindley game, he's been good about it in overtime.
I will give that to you. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Let me have a fun stat conversation, not to sneak in my hate for shootouts at all in this show.
Oh, totally. Okay.
Should this count as a hat trick for Marty Necas?
No, it's not that easy. Not at all.
And so if goals don't count as goals, then shootouts aren't real hockey.
No. I'll give that to you.
Should it count as a goal for Nathan MacKinnon? Because he technically scored the game winner. Like it goes up on the scoreboard. MacKinnon doesn't get credit for it, but...
If Necas's doesn't count, neither does MacKinnon's.
All right.
I'm stickler.
I'm fine with
that
this.
way. Like it's... To me, like, yes, they're equivalent to breakouts in a way. But... I don't know. It is not real hockey.
It's not.
While they are important now into turning 1 point into 2, during the regular season. It's ultimately like not where a big meaty portion of the game matters.
You're right.
And like that's as much. I'm with you. I don't like shootouts. If we could avoid them at all costs, I absolutely would. I love the way things work in playoffs, where it's sudden death until it like with real hockey. Like I would even settle for like multiple, like longer time of 3-on-3 at that point, if that's what needs to happen. If you can avoid shootout that way, do it. But if Necas doesn't count, I'm not inclined to give MacKinnon that either. He did his job. That's okay, cool. It's fancy, it's awesome, but it's not real to me.
I think it's deplorable the way this overtime ended. And like million reasons the Avs should have lost this game. But Vegas just plays out the string for the last minute and a half, 30 seconds of overtime, where they're not trying to win the game. They're trying to get that game into a shootout.
Yeah.
Hate it. Despise it. Let's stop playing hockey so we can play fake hockey to decide this game.
That's the one thing. Like, as much as I would rather play more 3-on-3 versus a shootout, there needs to be some serious overhauling with how 3-on-3 is worked.
It's been horrible
at this point.
year.
It truly is like a who can possess it more game. And that's like, at that point, that's not real hockey either. Like we talk about it going back to the first period, how the Avs really did kind of lead in that metric. Like that was something that really kind of held this game within reach for them. But like, if you're looking at that same aspect for overtime, like it really is just a fancy version of keep away at that point. And you're maybe seeing a Martin Necas or a Nathan MacKinnon try to drive play a little bit and take those shots.
The Avs are the only team in the NHL that take those shots anymore. Pretty much everyone else in the league, if it's not a A+ chance, they're not even shooting. No. They're readily moving themselves out of the offensive zone more than they are trying to create a scoring chance.
The reset rule is
something has to change.
Something has to change there. Whether it's like you can't pass the red line, can't pass your own blue line, like something needs to happen to change that. And honestly, like I would love watching 3-on-3 so much more, and I'd be such a bigger proponent of it than I already am in it counting. Like if that's the thing that changes, just to make it that much more competitive.
Like everyone knows my answer. Either play 5-on-5 until somebody wins, or ties are fine. And I know everyone hates those answers, but that's how I feel about it.
Do they need to implement like some sort of? I love the shot clock thing brought up here. Do they need to take a page out of the MLB's book? And
I feel like that's
silly.
too much.
That's silly. But no, I don't know. It's something, anything. Like honestly, like I would take that if it means like they're trying to do something.
If they're so not okay with ties and you need someone to end the game, do something.
At that point, just bring back ties. And I hate ties. I hate them with a burning passion.
We're working on it. We're going to get her convinced eventually. All right. Bunch of super chats to get to here. So let's hit those and then we'll wind things down. $5 or $7. I can read $7 from Drew, who says they've learned to win the fake hockey now. They may legitimately never lose again.
Again, no excuse.
They've won 7 in a row at this point. If you win 2 more in a row, you end the year with a 9-game win streak, which would be their second of those this season. I know, don't get too far ahead of yourself. Work to do to win those. Those aren't easy. But, I don't think we will probably ever see a stretch like this ever again.
Ever.
Ever. It's outrageous.
No, it's crazy.
$10 from SZ Go Avs Go. Says NBA had Hack-a-Shack. Perhaps the other NHL teams should enforce Hack-a-Mac and get the Avs on the power play. Thank you guys for your amazing content. Wish you all a happy new year. Thank you for the support. Happy new year. All that good stuff. I think we're actually closer to that than I thought we'd get. Like, honestly. And it's a little bit different. There are repercussions of penalties more than just the team scoring goals. 2 minutes of a penalty kill is going to get into your legs, especially if you're taking 2, 3, 4 a game. And I truly do believe that the NHL knows the Avs power play isn't this bad.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's good, but I think the NHL knows that the Avs are better than this on the power play when it really comes down to it.
Oh, absolutely. Looking at the talent on this roster, it's the sky is the limit for them. Like, there's such a higher ceiling than what we've seen. The highest we've seen is the second New Jersey game.
Yep.
Where
that's 4 of them.
4. And if that's the ceiling for this team, I'd love to see them get back there. It's just we haven't seen anything remotely close to that since that game.
Really not close. Every time it feels like they're building it up, they fall apart again. And again, one tonight. But
yeah, I was going to say, this game feels like a really hard one for me to judge from, just given that they only had one officially called penalty.
But it could have looked better.
Yeah, coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yeah, true. Ryan with $2 who says, bad night for the Nuggets, but I know the Avs got me.
1 point difference is brutal.
I mean, look, Nuggets going to have to step it up if this is a double parade year, all right? That's all I'm saying. One of these teams has 2 losses. One of them has like 8.
Do better, Nuggets.
Thing is, there's like no overtime point in NBA, and Nuggets have a couple of like overtime losses this year.
That doesn't count in the ultimate.
Yeah, count against
whatever.
them a little harsher than the Avs 7 OT losses, but still,
2 losses.
It was probably supposed to be the Denver double loss tonight, but
yeah, probably
Avs found a way. So is what it is. Nathan MacKinnon enjoyer, aka Aaron Gordon enjoyer, $5 and says MacKinnon 150 point season, not even that unreasonable. Not at all.
No.
Like very much on the table alongside 65 plus goals. He has to keep up some stuff, but hey, getting freebie tap-ins that you steal from Sam Malinsky helps.
Good grief. The fact that they're, again, not even at the halfway point of the season. He's already at 64.
Crazy.
Or at least that's, I
it
think
should
that's
be 64
updated. Yep,
after
64.
tonight.
Yep. Insane. Insane numbers.
And then a gigantic super chat from Kevin, $50, who says, I'm gladly wrong again. Odds super stacked in Vegas' favor. Leading after first, up 2 to begin the third, then up again by 1 with 2 minutes left. Colorado lose. I'll believe it when I see it. But I really felt this would be a loss.
He really did.
Me too.
In chat, he really did.
There was some doom in chat. And like, obviously, be responsible with your dooming, but rightfully so. There were lots of this game that were bad, ugly, and gross from the Avs, and they probably should have lost. Mm-hmm. But they didn't.
No, they did not.
One more comment here from DeBenzo, who says, my bro is getting married. Biggest Avs fan. Watch every game during worst season. Can you hook me up with a signed congrats DNVR photo for him? Sure.
Absolutely.
What do you want? On the
Can
picture.
We get the
what does that
throwback
mean?
with the fresh blonde hair?
Do you want a picture of DNVR that we sign? Do you want like a picture of the Avs that we sign? Yeah. Oh, actually, don't. DM my personal account.
Yeah, I was going to say DM one of us, not the DNVR Avalanche Twitter.
Because the DNVR Avalanche Twitter is broken on the DMs because we haven't set up the chat function.
Which I can totally do. It's just, whatever.
And then
just DM us.
Yeah. And then he gives us $5 to say, Nichushkin, I love you. Please behave yourself tonight. All right, relax. Nuke's been really good about that, actually. He was doing a lot of stuff in the off season to like understand sobriety and learn the psychology behind addiction and stuff. So good for him. Yeah, absolutely. You email us at probably info@thednvr would be better to email. Yeah, we'll definitely figure something out for you. All right. I'm not getting banana pants. It's not happening.
Take that up with AJ, I guess.
It's an AJ conversation for sure. I think that's it, Bailey. Any final thoughts on this absolutely absurd game?
We made the joke that all we asked for was 60 points before Christmas, and we weren't aware what was going to happen, or didn't. Maybe we do care, but like whatever happened after that was just kind of like wishful thinking, whatever. But standing wise, it's
picked up another point on Dallas tonight.
Oh my gosh, yeah, they got the one, taking it to overtime, but the Avs ultimately come out strong and finished tonight with 63 points over Dallas's 57.
2 games
and Minnesota's
in hand, by
52.
the way.
Yeah. So
it's over for Minnesota, right? Like they're not catching first at this point.
No, not at all. And like I do want to point out as well with the Avs 2 regulation losses here tonight. I thought that number was going up one more.
It did
but
not.
Even if it did, the Dallas Stars sitting at 7 regulation losses. The Vegas Golden Knights at 8. And the Minnesota Wild tied with the Flyers at 10.
Cool.
That's insane.
There's 2 other teams with less than 10 regulation losses.
Yes.
And they are not all that close to first place.
No, not at all. So that's just insane to me too, when looking at, point totals as well. The fact that Minnesota have 52 points, the Avs have 63.
11-point gap.
This is
December.
just pure domination at this point.
Yeah, there's no one has anything to say. The only thing anyone can say about the Colorado Avalanche right now is, well, let's see if they can do it in the playoffs.
Yep.
That's your only remark.
Yeah. So cool.
Great. We'll leave it. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, no, that's great. Awesome.
Yep. Cool.
Cool.
We'll leave it there. We appreciate all y'all hanging out with us. We are off tomorrow because, God, I need to sleep.
Don't we all?
But we will be back Monday for the game. So make sure you tune in pregame, watch along, postgame, because apparently you have to watch literally every single second.
Every single one.
It's that wild with the Avs. We appreciate y'all. This has been the DNVR Avalanche postgame show presented by Bet365.
We all silly like the mayor.